keeps climbing up. Sky falling, but keep flying up. I don't wanna work this time. I wanna make you mine, and I may never be the man that you deserve. We can try to make it work, but we're taking a chance. No, 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 no. Can't let go of the past. Wish I can take it back, but it's out of my hands. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm so sorry my laptop is louder than the mug chopper, but we are here to discuss and really put a bow on the end of the 2025 season. And I figured, why not just go ahead and throw? Shoot, my bad. Why not go ahead and throw the 2026 mock draft into it, since we're ending the 2025 season, so we might as well just go ahead and transition into the 2026 mock draft, especially since ESPN just dropped their list. Now, I was thinking about pulling up Tankathon's list, and I have to say, I don't think it was much different from ESPN. So we're just going to take the time and look at ESPN's. Now, this laptop is actually annoying the hell out of me. So hold on. Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta beat out your laptop. You know what I'm saying? Just see if it worked and whatnot. I don't think it is, but usually this mic is pretty good at picking me up and not other outside noise. So, let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and I mean, what a splash! All right, we're going to go ahead and start with the All WNBA first and second team. I was thinking, why do they only have first, second team? Should the WNBA expand to three all WNBA teams, 15 teams? I don't know. No, I feel like it's doing too much. I think some sports should stick with just two teams, because then third team is like, okay, you could get a third team nod, but what is that really doing, bro? You're on the third team. I don't know. Even when the league gets bigger, I just feel like people are like, well, there are more players, so we got to have another team. But then you put them on that third team, and no one really cares about it anyway. But that's just me. I think you should stick with two top 10 players in the league. I guess. Let me pull up Twitter, because we're actually going to be working off of Twitter today, because these are where all the posts are. And as you all know, I try my best to like the interesting comments and use them to spur these conversations. I don't really have too many thoughts around or revolving around the All WNBA first and second team. Maybe the second team, but it might sound like a little bit of hate. I don't think it is. I actually think it's pretty valid. And then the All WNBA, what was it? Second team All Defense. I had a problem with the second team. I did have a problem with the second team. I think there was a little bit of redundancy. What the hell? I think there was a little redundancy on the part of the defensive team. So we're gonna go over the awards first, and then we'll hop into the mock draft. And I can't wait to do the mock draft. My Twitter following is growing a little bit, brick by brick. Easy. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the all. Oh shoot, I forgot the Aces Parade is tonight. Excuse me. I think the Aces Parade is underway right now. Shit. Damn. If no one's on this live stream, you know what? That's my own fault. If no one's on this live stream, this is my own fault. Awa Fam. Is that how you pronounce her name? Awa Fam. Amazing how EuroLeague didn't was the game that she was playing when she was playing Fenerbahce and they still didn't post the actual live stream for the game. I missed it. I assumed they live streamed it. But knowing that she went off and they didn't even have a replay live stream is kind of pissing me off. Valencia Basket versus Fenerbahce. I went on the EuroLeague YouTube channel, could not find it, but all I was seeing was our fam highlights, and she was just working everybody. The shot looks good. Push mid-range floater in the middle of the paint looks amazing. Again, I sent out a tweet. I said that tells me everything I need to know. That push shot mid-range, that's touch. That tells me everything I need to know. I think our fam has a little bit more finesse in her game than a Dominique Malonga, because Dominique, her game is kind of more rigid. Granted, she probably didn't get the minutes she needed to get into a rhythm in the W, but our fam's game looks a lot more smooth. I'll say that. I won't say really, but I'll say a lot more smooth. There's a little bit more finesse to her game than Dominique Malonga, since comparing them, since they're both 19. Where are my end of season awards? Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't like it. Good job, me. Good job. Actually, let me pull this up right here. So on the all WNBA first team, Alyssa Thomas, Asia Wilson, obviously, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Mitchell, deserved. Trying to see if it pulls up the second team, because I can't name the second team off top. But second team was, let me see if I can get this right. Nneka, Sabrina. Was it Rike on the second team? No, hell no. Was it Ryan? Ryan Howard might have been on second team. Who else was on second team? Paige. Oh yeah, Paige. And then who was the fifth? I think it was Aaliyah Boston, or am I confusing that with the defensive team? I might be confusing that with the defensive team. No, it wasn't Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston was on. Oh wait, no, I think she was. Yeah, I think it was Aaliyah Boston on the second team. So Alyssa Thomas, Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Mitchell, Alicia Gray for the first team, and then Aaliyah Boston, Paige, Sabrina, Nneka, Ryan. I think it was Ryan. I really do think it was Ryan on these teams. There's not much to say there other than in terms of the all WNBA first team, they got it right. I think that part was pretty easy, and I think that part was pretty obvious. You got all the top stars, you know. I feel like I should fix my camera. Hold on. Let me fix. Let me fix the camera real quick. All right, I think that looks a little bit better. Let me just make sure. I think that looks a little bit better. Okay. Where was I? What was I talking about? All WNBA first team. Yeah, the All WNBA first team. That was easy to go over. That was easy to pick. Really, really easy to get done, because you already knew who the top three were, and then kind of your MVP candidates as well. You had Alicia Gray, who was MVP candidate this year, Kelsey Mitchell. Your guards were stacked. I was wondering if Kelsey Plum was going to be able to sneak onto, or where Kelsey Plum would fall in the first and second team. And then it turned out that Kelsey Mitchell wasn't even there, dog. And here's my problem where it comes to the WNBA voters again. You gave Paige, 70 first place votes? How many first place votes she get again? Not 70. Am I tripping? It might have been 50 or something like that. And then Paige only got 2. Oh, sorry. Sonia Citron only got 2. Oh shit, my bad. I could have made the argument. I feel like I feel like I can make the argument that one, I don't know, and again, I'm not trying to nitpick, but this is what happens. This happens in the MNBA and the WNBA, where players just be making these lists, be making these award shits, and they don't even deserve it. It's just the name. It's like, oh, who had a good season? Oh, what her number look like? I throw her on there. Nobody will notice. I'm saying, I'm looking at this second team. Why is Sabrina on this list? Nothing changed about Sabrina. She had one of her worst years of her career. Why? Just because she still averages 19, she's playing well. She had actually one of the worst seasons of her career, and she makes second team. I really don't understand that. I just question WNBA voters. I really do. For the most part, for the ones I follow, I kind of mess with their picks, but they still have that hint of, can you really explain to me why this player is here outside of this player? Because for a player that didn't do anything new like Sabrina Ionescu to be on the second team, Aaliyah Boston to be on the second team, uh uh I'm not saying she didn't have a good year, but in terms of the guards, where is Kelsey Plum? Some people were looking for Derek Hamby. I can understand Derek Hamby. She had a good year. Derek Hamby versus Aaliyah Boston. That's tough. It's crazy. It's crazy the year that Neko Gumike had, and she didn't. She couldn't make first team. I feel like any other year she's probably making first team, but because Kelsey Mitchell, I feel like Neko Gumike almost took Alicia Gray's spot, almost, but Alicia Gray went crazy this season too. So I'm pulling up Kelsey Plum's stats. Okay, Kelsey Plum went 19, 3, 5.7. So let's just call it 19, 3, and 6 this season. And her shooting splits were incredible, actually. 35% from three. Yeah, 35% from three, 42% from field, 89% from the line. So a nice 42, 35, we call it 36 if you want, 42, 35, 90. That's an impressive season, especially on a new team. She was one of the more consistent guards this season. I'm surprised Kelsey Plum doesn't make a second team. Now, if you want to compare this, and this is where I get lost, right? 19, 19, 6, 4, and 6, right? Sabrina averaged around 19, 5, and 5, if I'm not mistaken. I'll pull up her numbers next, but Sabrina was around 19, 5, and 5, shooting 40% from the field, and I believe 29% from three, probably somewhere around 90% from the free throw line. There's no way you're taking those two players just off a box score. I know box score isn't everything, and trust me, out. If you want me to deep dive into these numbers, I will. But just taking the box score and even the eye test, in my book, Sabrina doesn't win that spot. There's no way in hell Sabrina wins that spot. Just off of the eye test, and the stats kind of say the same thing too. Kelsey Plum was working this season. Sabrina really didn't show anything this season. So just going off stats and the eye test, I don't get how Sabrina beats out Kelsey Plum for that second spot. Kelsey Plum, in my book, was competing for first team. So if you had her competing for first team all season, how the hell is it that she doesn't even make second team? And just to compare it, because I know Kelsey Mitchell was going to be a mainstay on first team anyway, just to compare it to, I think, who Kelsey Plum's main competition was Alicia Gray, who averaged 18, 5, and 3. I can scroll down here. 18, 5, and 3 on 45, 38, 79.9, so call it 80. 45, 38, 80 shooting splits. Not 18, 5, and 3 on 45, 38, 80 shooting splits. So Kelsey Plum probably wasn't. So Alicia Gray finished the season strong, so she wasn't going to make it over Alicia Gray. But to me, the next player down with that line or with a line like that is Kelsey Plum. I don't think Sab had the stats this season to be able to finesse her way. If she was shooting maybe like a 41%, 36% from three, maybe she can finesse her way onto the second team. But I don't think in any universe Kelsey Plum should be off of that second team. And to pull up another player that I think low key got snubbed on second team as well was Sonia Citron. But I'm not really surprised by this because no one was checking for her in these Rookie of the Year votes anyway. But can we talk about Sonia Citron's season? Hold on, let's pull up the stats because even though the numbers, I guess the usage numbers, I really feel like it's a usage mix anyway. But for the records that Sonia Citron sent, most 10 plus points game, most 10 plus point games in the history of the WNBA in their rookie season. In the history of the WNBA, she goes 15-4-2, but check these shooting splits. 15-4-2 on 47. Bruh, hold on. Tell me how. She was an all-star this year, by the way. So I feel like that should give her a little bump. But I'll be real with y'all. 15-4-2 on 47, 44, 87 shooting splits. I'll say that again. 47, 44, 87% shooting splits. How? There's no way I'm looking at the second team and I'm like, yep, Sabrina Ionescu. So that means she's making it over Kelsey Plum, over a Sonia Citron. We could point at any other player, but I just feel like this is a mess. It's one of those, oh, see who's there. Remember how the WNBA used to have the 3-point contest, and they were just like, oh yeah, who are we already inviting? Let's save money on travel. Yeah, you know what? You want to compete in the 3-point? All right, bring your ass on over here. Just finish the skills contest and then come shoot some threes. I feel like this is the same thing. It's just like, oh, who'd we not pick yet? Who'd we not pick yet? Sab? Yeah, put Sab there. How many picks do we have left? Aaliyah had a nice year. NECA had a good year. Well, we got to put Ryan Howard because, Ryan Howard and ATL were going crazy. It's like, what are y'all? Yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't know why this link is so dead. Jeez Louise. Why is this link dead? Why is my link absolutely gone? Anyway, yeah, that's all I had to say with the first team and the second team offensively. Defensively, again, we have the mainstays on first team. Who was it? Ryan Howard, Asia Wilson, Afiza Collier, Alana Smith, Lissa Thomas. Am I tripping, or was it really Ryan Howard? No, sorry, not Ryan Howard. Gabby Williams, Alyssa Thomas, Asia Wilson, Afiza Collier, Alana Smith on All-W first team. And then on second team, it was Aaliyah Boston, Ryan Howard, I believe. Hold on, let me pull it up. Aaliyah Boston, Ryan Howard, Ezzy Magbagor, Brianna Stewart, Veronica Burton. To not have a Suns player on this list is kind of... Here's the thing, and I'm not just saying that just to say it. Not having a Sun player, you had two of the best defensive guards in the W this season. And Veronica Burton, I don't know what her advanced stats in terms of defense look like. I'm really not sure. I'll pull that up probably later. But when I was looking her stats up before this live stream, comparing it to what Layla Lakon did this season, I wasn't convinced. I just feel like that entire second team is just grab the names that are already popping and just put them on the list. How the hell Brianna Stewart from 6 rebound Brianna Stewart, really? I'm pretty sure that was a career low for Brianna Stewart in the WNBA with 6 rebounds per game. She makes all defensive second team. 1.4 steals a game or something like that. 1.4 steals per game, 1.4 blocks per game. She's on second team. Okay. Ezzy Magbagor. What did Ezzy do special? Let's pull up Ezzy's stats. Hold on. Well, again, when I was pulling up Ezzy's stats, I wasn't impressed. I don't know how you all are getting spots over someone like a Layla Lakon. Now, Sanaya Rivers, I can't. What I'm not going to do is, I was more. I think I'm more informed of Layla Lakon than Sanaya Rivers, but I do understand that Sanaya was locking up on defense. I do know that, what was she averaging, around like 2.2 steals a game or something crazy. They were both going off, low key. They were both going off. So to not have one of them on your second team makes no sense to me, especially when your second team got Ezzy Magmagor, 6 rebounds a game. What is this? Look at this stat. What is this stat line? How does this make? Oh wow. 2.2 blocks per game. Amazing. 6 rebounds a game. zero point 0.7 steals a game. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. And I'm pretty sure the advanced stats, even if we were to get into the advanced analytics, I'm pretty sure that both Layla and Sanaya probably have better defensive stats than half of these players on this second team. So here's Brianna Stewart. 6 rebounds a game, 1.4 steals, 1.4 blocks. Okay. All right. And the third person I want to pull up. Who was it? Let me see. Ryan Howard, I'll give it to her. Aaliyah Boston, I'll give it to her. Veronica Burton. I wasn't really convinced with Veronica Burton. I feel like Veronica Burton, she hustles hard. Yeah, we'll give her a second team. In terms of defense, I'm taking Layla Lakon over Veronica Burton every day. Every day. I feel like some people get fooled by hustle and effort. Dog. Some of the Valkyries, it's not that the Valkyries were just an expansion team with, I believe, no offense. Some of the Valkyries don't understand defensive rotation. Some of these players don't hell, some of the players on first team don't understand defensive rotation. Seattle Storm. So you got all these players, all defense this, all defense that, bruh. I don't even think they're really the best defenders, but you're just selecting them because of effort. Okay. Veronica Burton was 4 rebounds a game, 1.1 steals per game, and 0.6 blocks a game. That makes second team. Give me a sec. Give me a second. 1.1 steals a game and 0.7 blocks per game. Meanwhile, I got Layla Lakon over here. 2.2 steals per game, 0.2 blocks per game, 2.4 rebounds per game. And again, I'm going off the eye test as well. So I'm not just saying this as in the stats just matter. I'm kind of comparing eye tests and stats because I don't have the advanced analytics pulled up right now. Not saying I bank a lot on advanced analytics, but it does give me a more clear picture. Doesn't even average more steals than a player. Hold on. And I'm pretty sure Veronica Burton's usage rate was a lot higher too. So 26 minutes a game from Layla Lakon compared to Veronica Burton. I'm willing to bet Veronica that's somewhere near 30 minutes a game, 29. Let me check real quick. Let me go back. Layla Lakon had 2.2 average, 2.2 steals a game, and I'm pretty sure Sanaya Rivers was somewhere around that mark as well, right? Why would it go back to Brianna's store? Okay. 26 minutes a game. Veronica B. Sorry, I got a slow laptop. This thing don't move fast. Y'all know this already. Yeah, and Veronica Burton averaging 29 minutes, about 29, 30 minutes per game, while Layla Lakon's averaging about 26 minutes a game. I don't get those 3 selections right there, Stewie, Ezzy, VB, I don't get them. Ryan Howard, just off of the eye test, we already recognize that Ryan Howard's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. I'm pretty sure the numbers back that up too, so I'm not even going to pull her up. But let me real quick look at Sanaya. I saw a lot of Sanaya Rivers highlights. But again, I didn't really zero in on Sanaya's game. I really didn't. So I can't. Why they got a picture of my? Oh, bro, they had a picture of Miles Bridges as Sanaya Rivers' profile. So Sanaya was at 2 rebounds a game and 1.5 steals per game. Again, I'm pretty sure her advanced analytics would probably give me a better look. But just from watching the team, I feel like again I'm going Lakon over. I'm probably going Lakon over Rivers too. So a lot of the time, WNBA fans, you guys like to hype these players just because they provide good minutes in like a game or two. And I'm not saying this about Sanaya Rivers, but y'all like to hype the players up to the point where I'm like, oh shit, I need to start watching this player because I guess they're doing some good shit, right? I'll watch the player and I'm just like, what are y'all hyping up? She's not playing badly, but what are you impressed by? This is not impressing me. Not impressing me to the point where it's just not good basketball. Why I can't do it, man. WNBA fans, some of y'all be hyping up something regular. Again, they're not doing bad, but it's like, bro, this is what okay, I guess so. I think I enjoy watching Layla Lakon play defense more than most players in the league. So to not have one Connecticut Sun player on second team just makes me feel like this was like a pool pull type list in terms of the All WNBA second team. So that's all I have to say about the All WNBA awards. Now we can get into the fun part, and that is the 2026 mock draft. Let me pull it up. All right. ESPN dropped their first mock draft for the first round, obviously, for 2026, or as we know it as the Washington Mystic WNBA draft, or the Washington Seattle WNBA draft, the mystical Storm draft. That's what we probably should call it. I don't know how the expansion is. I really don't understand why the WNBA needs to do an expansion draft. You're the WNBA. You got players that you cut already looking for a team to play on. Why do you need to do it? Why do you have to pick players off teams? Didn't y'all media outlets say that you can create 5 different teams with the number of players you cut this year? Not to mention that entire pool from last year. And there were some hoopers playing overseas right now. There are some hoopers that have been cut from WNBA teams. They didn't even get a chance with WNBA teams. Some of them coaching, some of them playing overseas, some of them have retired. And you telling me you have to do it? What is the expansion draft needed for? Please, someone who has more information on this, please tell me why the expansion draft is needed. I truly don't understand why. You see what I'm saying? I'm not sure if it's a league thing. It has to happen due to a salary cap or roster spots. I'm not sure why it has to happen. So please, if someone could explain that to me, please explain it to me, because I just don't understand why it's happening. I didn't understand why it was happening last year with the Valkyries as well, but I truly don't understand why it's happening again this season. You got 2 new teams. What do you need? You're telling me these teams are going to struggle with these 2 new teams are going to struggle with finding 15 players? Or I don't know what the roster is going to be expanded to, but I think it's going to be somewhere around 14. I don't think it's going to be 15. It's probably going to be 13 or 14. That's what I think. Probably 13, because you know what NBA negotiators might say? They'll be like, we're going to give you all this we're giving you guys bigger players. We're giving the players bigger salaries. So we're going to keep it at 12 instead of I swear they're going to try to throw a caveat in there where it's like, oh, you guys want more pay? Well, we're going to have to keep roster sizes the same. I feel like it's just going to be, they're going to try to introduce a trade-off that makes no sense. So it's going to be up to the WNBA players to stand on business, because you know what the NBA might do? It might do some shit like, All right, $1 million max salary, minimum salaries around 400K, 12 roster spots. They'll try to. I feel like they'll try to bait. They'll try to bait the WNBA players. That's what I feel in terms of roster expansion. But let's say roster spots were expanded. I think they'll be expanded to 13, 14 max. I don't think you're going past 14, and especially with the new CBA. But let's say you go 13, 14. I still you need 26 players. Over the past 4 years, you've cut over 120 players. Do you know? I don't think some of you also understand how big the draft pool is for the WNBA, because we look at stuff like the mock draft, right? And we see a couple of names like 15 first rounders, 15 second rounders, all of that. We see these names, right? But what you all don't understand is the number of players that enlist for the WNBA draft. It's a shit ton of players. And I remember looking at it last year because I was following Anaya Peoples and I was wondering if she was going to get signed anywhere, or at least a training camp contract anywhere. That didn't happen. It's a whole boatload of players, bro. So to tell me you need an expansion draft because what you need, I don't know. It has to be something. It has to be some sort of configuration in the teams picking up players, or like you can only sign X amount of free agents. I don't know, but I truly believe that it's not needed. Even if I was the GM for a team, if I was leading one of these new expansion teams, I'd be like, bruh, we've known we're getting a team for over a year now. You've had more than enough time to not just scout internally in the WNBA, but to scout externally overseas. You've had more that you might not be able to be there in person, sure, and scout out the players, whatever. But you're looking at college, you're looking at the players that are going to be available by the time your team is set up. You're looking at, certain WNBA free agents that might want a fresh start somewhere else. You've had all this time. Why would I need to pick up the scraps from teams right now? Because that's all you're going to get. They're probably going to protect their best players. You're going to get a rotational piece. I'm probably like, for this rotational piece player, there's probably a player overseas who wants to play in the WNBA that's already better than this bench player I'm about to get internally from the WNBA. So I'd be like, to hell no, I don't like. I swear, my entire expansion draft would be like, the tempo are not making a pick. The fire are not making a pick. The tempo are not making a pick. From the storm, the tempo select nobody. Like, why would I be? Why do I need to pick up? Unless I'm trying to snipe. Unless I'm trying to snipe, it'd be like, oh, you don't want to protect this player, and you see the potential in a certain player. Like, let's say the Storm don't protect Zai Cook. I'll be like, oh hell, I'll take Zai Cook for free. But my expansion draft wouldn't be like I'm trying to pull from every team. You have so many other players already vying or looking for a spot in the WNBA. But that's just my take. I truly don't understand if there's anything further in the WNBA expansion draft. You feel me? I don't know if I'm covering all the correct details. But let's actually talk. I'm gonna go grab my chapstick real quick because my lips are chopped up. And then we're going to go over the mock draft. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, let's go ahead and hop into it, Mike. Go ahead, hop into it, man. At number one, this is ESPN. So obviously ESPN is going off of, statistics and their predictions over the lottery, which ESPN fully expects the Wings to have the first pick. This lottery is going to be I don't know. They already blew their chance with getting Paige to LA. I don't know, last year. We already know that. But ESPN has predicted that the lottery is going to go something like this. Now, shout out to whoever, I forget which trade happened or what trade off happened as to why Minnesota has a lotto pick. I forget. I might have to pull up Tankathon. Maybe I should pull up Tankathon. But Minnesota has a lotto pick in the 2026 first round draft. I can't remember why. Why did they get that? Chat, if you remember, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Or just go ahead and let me know. But Minnesota has a lotto pick. Seattle, obviously, and Washington Mystics, they both have lotto picks, right? This Seattle pick, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I see the Washington Mystics pick. So this one Seattle pick is theirs. They're predicting Seattle's gonna have a lotto pick, huh? No, we gotta pull up Tankathon. We gotta pull up Tankathon. I'm so sorry. I know I said we're gonna get into this mock draft, but we gotta pull up Tankathon real quick because I actually want to see what teams they're thinking are going to have the lotto pick, because this is going to make a very big difference to me in the WNBA. Whether the Minnesota Lynx somehow get the first round. I wonder if this is the year that the W, do they leave it alone, or do you all think that the W tries to finesse some shit with a superstar to a certain team? A lot of people are like, oh, AZ's going to Minnesota. Is this the year that the W actually puts a hand in their draft and tries to, meddle with it a little bit to the point where it's like, we want to send this superstar here, for the viewings, for the ratings? I would say that AZ Fudd's coming with a little bit more aura than a Lauren Betts. But you could also play the game to the point where, let me put Lauren Betts on Seattle with Dominique Malonga or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like this might be the year the W's just like, okay, let's go ahead and get crazy. Let's go ahead and get crazy. We missed our opportunity with Paige, but let's go ahead and get crazy. For some reason, oh, you know what? I just thought of a power play. Hold on, guys. Going back to this post, right? If Dallas gets the number 1 pick, a lot of people are like, oh, they're probably not going to select AZ. They're probably not going to, even though people are campaigning for it for reasons beyond basketball. But Dallas picking AZ might not be a bad idea. Here's why I say this. I think Dallas, especially with whoever they bring on as their new head coach, I think Dallas is done with Enrique Gumbawale. This is my theory, yo. This is just my feeling. I think Dallas is trying to move on from Enrique Gumbawale. Now, there's a chance where they're just like, hey, we got Paige, we got Enrique. She's one of the best guards in the league. We can try to make it work, but Enrique hasn't changed her play style. It's Enrique's play style that has to change. You can't have a player who dictates your wins off of how they're shooting. You feel me? And she hasn't found another way to impact the game. Paige knows how to impact the game if her shot isn't falling. You feel me? She's all around. We know who Paige is. But if new management comes in and says, yeah, I've been watching Enrique for a minute. I kind of know how Dallas has been. Trade off this player, trade off that player. We're done with this. We're done with the 2010s. And trades Enrique Gumbawale, or lets her leave, don't sign her in free agency, let her walk. I think then Dallas might go after AZ Fudd. Why do I think that? Why do I think they might go after AZ Fudd, even though Lauren Betts is the projected number 1 pick? How much are you going to put on Lauren Betts being your cornerstone? Well, not cornerstone, but you get what I'm saying. Like, how much are you going to bet? You're trying to find a sidekick for Paige. Is that going to be Lauren Betts? I don't know. And I'm thinking, even though she's been relatively healthy, I'll pull up her health. Even though she's been relatively healthy, I'm hoping that, she stays healthy in the W as well. It's a different type of game, so you got to factor in that. I don't know Lauren Betts to be a bully in terms of just like post work and stuff and where she's going to be on the court. I like that she has a nice jump hook. I think she could take a little bit more middies. I just don't see her bodying people like that because a lot of the time she just shoots over because she can and she's 6'7". I need to see these 6'7". A lot of these 6'7ers, they don't be moving people. Camila Cardoso, she don't be moving people. Jonquel Jones rather stand on the 3-point line. A lot of these 6'7ers don't move people, bruh. So I'm not really convinced. Is this if you're not really, I don't know. You have to be somewhat of a bruiser if you're going to open up the offense, if you're going to open up the floor. Now defensively, I'll give her that. I feel like her athleticism, she's not an Angel Reese or Camila Cardoso or who else am I thinking of? Jonko Jones gives you defense. So, but she's not a Camila Cardoso as in she doesn't have the athleticism. She doesn't really have high athleticism, but she has enough IQ to block shots. She knows how to position herself to where she can get a couple of blocks night in, night out. So defense, I'm not necessarily concerned about her on defense. Plus, if she needs to hit the weight room, she'll hit the weight room. But for the most part, I don't see many players bodying her either. And even if they do, I feel like she'll be there to get the block. She's not a Stephanie Dolson to where her height doesn't translate to rebounds. Although for her height and for her agility, she's not the most agile, but she's above average, I'd say, in terms of agility at her size. 9 rebounds a game is kind of stupid. 9 rebounds a game is not cutting it for me. Okay? Michaela Timpson is 6'2". Yeah, her athleticism is probably greater than any big out of last year's draft, but KK wasn't averaging no 9 rebounds. You 6'7", if you're good enough to block a shot, you're good enough to catch a rebound. 9 rebounds is you're not. That's my only concern with Lauren Betts. You gotta be somewhat of a bully at 6'7", or else you're not unlocking anything for your team. You feel me? The blocks are cool, 2.9, almost 3 blocks a game. Defensively, I feel like she'll be cool, but you cannot. I said she's not a Steph Dolson, but you got to do a little bit better than 9 rebounds a game. If a Michaela Timpson can be pulling down what was Michaela, 12 and 11? No, not KK was more than that. Betts is 29 and 2. KK was like, what was KK? KK was like 13 and 11. Yeah, you can't be pulling down. You should have a guaranteed double-digit rebound average. I get you just started popping off because you got to UCLA. I think she had maybe an injury year. She was dealing with injuries, I think, last year, right? She averaged 9.3 rebounds last year, 9.5 rebounds. I can't do that. I can't defend that. You got to do better than that. So I'm thinking that there's a chance Dallas moves on from Arike Gumbawale. They don't draft Lauren Betts, but that means Minnesota gets Lauren Betts. Who knows? A lot of this depends on where the free agency and where the free agents go. But don't pass on Lauren Betts and go for a comp that they've seen work. AZ Fudd is not a point guard. So I'm really interested in seeing how AZ plays this season because with no one supplying her, I'm really interested in seeing what type of guard AZ is this year. Is she a 2? Can she run the point guard position? Is she a 2? Is she just catch and shoot? We'll find out. But we've seen how AZ Fudd and Paige Beckers play together. So can Dallas basically say, wait, you know what? Just off of the chemistry, We're running it. Just off the chemistry, we're running it. Fuck it. We're going Paige, AZ. Bring that college magic over here to the W. You're probably going to sell out most games, box office shit. You know what I'm saying? Why the hell did Paige have to go to Dallas? But they might be interested in the chemistry. By the way, Michaela Timpson in her last year at Florida State, she was 17 and she went 17 and 10. In her junior year, she went 14 and 10. Yeah, like Lauren, you got to step up. You got to 9 rebounds in your 6'7" is just stupid. Like if if Camila Cardoso is already playing like ass, 9 rebounds at 6'7" is not it. It's not it. Pretty sure Reagan Beers averages more than that, and she's like 6'4" and less agile. So yeah, we gotta change that up. But I think there's a chance that Dallas moves does not go with Lauren Betts. However, she is that I say all that to say she's the number 1 projected pick in the 2026 WNBA mock draft. Number 2. Sorry, let me go through the teams first. So Dallas through the lottery, I think it's five teams, right? Dallas is projected first, Minnesota second, Seattle third, Washington fourth, and Chicago fifth. I think that's the lottery, or maybe fifth is outside of it. I forget. But Lauren Betts projected first for Dallas at projected for number 2, Olivia Miles. This makes sense. Minnesota selecting Olivia Miles makes a lot of sense because they need a point guard. This would be huge. Olivia Miles a lot taller than a Courtney Williams and Tish Heidemann. They need a point guard. That would be huge. I don't know what happens to the team because I think you keep. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Bridget Carlton, we don't know what she's gonna do. She's gonna leave or not." You still need a 3, so I feel like your 3s are gonna be untouched. But what you do with your 1s and 2s? Do you put Kayla McBride back at the 3? I don't like Kayla at the 3. I don't like Kayla at the 3. I like Bridget Carlton at the 3. I do like the balance that Minnesota has. But Olivia Miles at running the show in Minnesota, I like that. I like that. Okay, number 3, projected pick, Seattle picking AZ Fudd. A lot of people are sold on AZ Fudd. I'm more sold on our fam than I am AZ Fudd. I just don't know what do you do with AZ Fudd? What do you do? What type of guard is she? I don't know. I feel like she's too small to play the 2. She could play the 2. I'm not saying that she couldn't, but you're going to have to show me something, bro. You got to show me something. I just need to see that you at least have guard skills, that you can create your own shot. You're not just a catch and shoot. We already have enough catch and shoot players in the W with no bag. Okay. I just need to see that she can handle herself as a point guard. I'm not saying you have to be the point guard. I just need to see that you can handle yourself as the point guard. AZ being a top 3 pick, I'm not sure. I'm not saying she's not going to have a good year in college, good last year in college. I'm not saying that. But in terms of talent, I don't think she's a top 3 talent. I'll take that back. She might be one of the best shooters ever. But I'm looking at our fam 4th going to the Washington Mystics. Not sure how that would work, but that would be a talent pick right there. Seattle passing up on wait, hold on. Man, a lot of this really does depend on what these players do in free agency, but I'll be real with you. If I'm Seattle, hey man, why would I be picking I don't know, that's tough. That's tough. Who's your 2? Sky or Brittany Sykes? I'm kind of done with Sky. I'm not saying Sky's done, but I'm kind of done with Sky. But if you pick up, you're probably not going to play AZ Fudd too much. Sky, Brittany Sykes, Gabby Williams. Dom, our fam. Wait, hold on. Or Dom, Nekogumake, and Dom have to start next season. I'm done with Ezzy. So NECA, Dom, and having our fam come off the bench for Dom or something like that, or run a like a three big lineup. Put NECA at the three, or maybe our fam at the three. I don't know. I don't know. But Seattle, I don't think you pass on our fam, bro. Go ahead and take the two prodigies. One's gonna be 20, one's gonna be 19. I don't think you pass on a talent like our fam, bro. She's 19 years old and she's killing pros, dog. Get Ezzy out of here. Get her out of there. You got Dom. I feel like Dom battled very well against, the finals MVP. I don't know, son. I don't know if they go AZ Fudd. I don't think Seattle goes AZ Fudd. I think in a way, something tells me too, I feel like AZ Fudd might not be there at the third pick. Oddly enough. Because again, this isn't the official order of the teams, but something tells me AZ Fudd might not be there at the third spot anyway. Like let's say Dallas ends up selecting her. I don't think she might not be there for Seattle. The fact that our fam is top four, I don't know. I don't think she shit, I don't depends on what these teams are looking at, but I just know Dallas's eye, I don't trust it. You know what I'm saying? Seattle, I don't really trust it either. But Seattle has a chance to do something crazy. Seattle has a chance to do something crazy. Our fam dropping out of the top three is kind of wild. I feel like AZ Fudd, there's a stronger chance of AZ Fudd coming to the Washington Mystics than going anywhere else. But Dallas, yeah. What if Dallas picks our fam or some shit? I don't know. This is tough. AZ Fudd going to Seattle, I just don't see happening. I'll be real. I don't see that happening. Number four, our fam going to the Washington Mystics selecting our fam. I'd be cool with that. You'd probably have to turn Kiki into a three, or maybe put fam at the three. How tall is she? Let me pull up our height real quick. No, they don't have her because she's zero league. Fool. All right, I'm gonna have to search it. Depending on how tall our fam is, I feel like will depend where Kiki goes in terms of the three. I don't know why I'm putting these teams together right now in my head already when I should just be going over the mock draft and telling y'all who I think goes where in terms of talent. And here I am trying to put these teams together. I just have to see. I just have to see for myself. Hold on. 19 years old. Jeez. Jeez Louise. If the Mystics were to select her, where do they play her? She's 6'6". Yeah. Oh my goodness. She's 6'6". She's 6'6". She's 6'6" moving like that? No, 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 no. Oh no, no, no. She's going number one. She's going number one. She's going number one. Lauren Betts, I'm sorry. Nah, she's going number one. Nah. Y'all thought Dom was crazy, bro. That's the crazy thing. Dom might have her beat in terms of athleticism, but our fan being 6'6", no, this is stupid. This is stupid. She's going number one. She has to go number one. Lauren Betts is out of there. This messes up the entire list. This messes up the entire list. Our fan might go number one. She's going top two. She has to go top two. Minnesota, yeah, Cheryl Reeve. If Minnesota gets a top two pick, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. They could put, wow. Wait, hold on. Because I won't lie to you. Even if she's 6'6" and she's not really a big or a 5, if you want to throw her on the team as a 5, but Alana Smith, oh my, you could say bye to Bridget Carlton and put, wow, that's glitchy. That's super glitchy. You could have Fam at the 5, Smith at the 4. You can put Nafisa Collier at the 3. That's some cheese. Kayla McBride at the 2. Run it back with Courtney Williams. Say F the point guard. We got it. Damn. Do not let Minnesota get a second. Yeah, I see what type of. I just felt that. I felt like, whoa, if Minnesota has a top 2 pick and Dallas doesn't go for her, I don't think Minnesota is going to give a damn about Olivia Miles if Alfam's still on. With the new CBA too, with prioritization, she might be like, yeah, I'll come to the WNBA as long as, I'm getting, paid well for it, getting treated well. Minnesota got their own practice facilities and whatnot. I'm pretty sure the players love it there. Wow. Minnesota, if Minnesota gets that top 2 pick, I think I know what Coach Reeve is gonna do. That's crazy. I don't think our fam can. No, not at no 6'6". I'm thinking she's somewhere around 6'4". Moving like that, no. Our fam's not dropping this low, fam. She AZ Fudd top 3. Yeah, I'm sorry, AZ Fudd, come out. AZ Fudd coming back home, bro. AZ Fudd coming home. What the hell the Mystics about to do? What are we about to do? We need a point guard. What the hell? If we pick up AZ Fudd, I'm going to be pissed off because we actually need a point guard. Well, we have Georgia. I don't want to put Sony at the 3, though. I want to keep Sony at the 2. But if we could find a 3, if we could find a wing that can interchange, tough. But Mystics selecting our fam 4, I don't think we're going to get the chance. I want us to go after Tanaya Lotson, but at number 5 on this mock draft, Chicago is picking Flau'jae Johnson. I think Flau'jae is actually coming to DC. I wouldn't mind us picking up Flau'jae Johnson. Scoring, defending, I think that's a great player to pair with someone like Sonia Citron, so you might have to move Sony to the 3. I'm not mad at it, but can Flau'jae hang at the 3 spot too? Because that's who's going to be flipping with her. Georgia Amore at the 1. I wouldn't be mad with a Flau'jae Johnson pick. I want Tanaya Lotson, but I wouldn't be mad at it. If Chicago picking Flau'jae, I'm so confused as to how this helps y'all, bro. Betts, Fam, Fudd. There's a chance Chicago might get a pick at Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles is who you need. That's who Chicago needs. They need a guard. They need a facilitator. Yeah. Olivia Miles is what you need. Flau'jae Johnson, she'll help. But again, I don't think that's what you need. You need the scoring boost would be welcome, but you need a guard. At number 6, Toronto, in their first draft ever, Toronto's projected to pick Tanaya Lotson. Wherever Tanaya goes, she's gonna thrive, bro. I want her here. I know it doesn't make sense. Oh, she's 5'8". Georgia's this, she's small ass backcourt. Tanaya Lotson, y'all haven't noticed this girl plays like she's 6'2". Excuse me. I wouldn't mind picking up Tanaya Lotson, bro. Dog, y'all can't stop her anyway. You see what she's doing in college against players bigger than her. She's not one of these run away from the hoop type guards. I want Tanaya Lotson. I don't care. I'd be very happy with that, with getting Tanaya Lotson. Like, I actually would not care. Because I think she's played bigger than what she is. You know what I mean? At number 7, Portland Fire projected to pick Cody McMahon. I can rock with that. I think that'd be a good first pick for them as well. New franchise, first draft pick. Cody McMahon, depending on the year she has as well. I'm not mad at that pick. I'm not mad at that pick. I think Cody McMahon is actually going to have a very good year at Ole Miss. She'll be solid. I think she's going to have a good year. And number 8, Golden State is projected to pick Yarden Garzon from University of Maryland, I believe, actually. Um, she's the shooter, right? Yarden, she's like the knockdown shooter. Going to Golden State, the Valkyries picking a shooter. I don't know what the Valkyries are really doing. I think they benefited from not necessarily having stars on their team, but just being, a bunch of solid role players meshing together. It didn't really have too many stars, so I don't know if that's the route that the Valkyries actually want to do. Can they pull a superstar? Do they have a superstar in their midst, or are they just gonna go the role player route and see if they can win off the power of friendship and shit? That's what I'm thinking about Golden State. At number 9, Mystics projected to select Sarah Williams from UConn, I believe. I don't know too much about Sarah Williams other than that she was killing it at Wisconsin and her move to UConn was kind of big news. So I don't know too much about her game. In terms of our front court, though, unless you're just kicking Steph Dolson out, which I think you all should, there's no reason wasting a roster spot on Steph Dolson. Go ahead and grab another boost to the front court that you think is going to be solid. Not mad at that pick. Number 10, Indiana is projected to select Janiah Barker. At this point, depending on who Indiana decides to bring back with all them damn guards, if they return Chloe Bibby, Sophie Cunningham's coming back. Indy's kind of full. Roster expansion might benefit the hell out of Indiana. But do they return all of those players? Does Natasha Howard come back? Sid Colson? It's crowded over there in it's crowded over there in Indiana. So I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if they keep their draft pick unless they get a one that they're super sold on. I'm not sure they keep that draft pick. At number 11, Washington Mystics selecting Gianna Neekins. I am all for that. Get us a shooter. Absolutely. I really am going to be paying attention to Gianna Neekins, especially in her senior year at UCLA. I want to see how she guards other wings. Because if she can be 3 and D, I don't know about her defense. I have not heard much from her defense. But if she can be 3 and D, I like her game. She has a well-rounded game. She shoots a high clip from 3. If she can just be 3 and D, maybe we can put Sony at the 3. Maybe, I don't know who can hang better at the 2. Probably Sony. But if we gotta see what type of timing Neekins is on this season. If she's good enough to guard at 3, because I'm not sure what position she'll be playing at UCLA. She might play 2 and 3. She got a little guard skills with her as well. If Neepkins falls all the way to 11, because something tells me Indiana might be looking at a player like Gianna Neepkins, where you got a facilitator like Caitlin Clark and you're looking to dish and kick out, space the floor, they might be looking for. A lot of people have Yarden Garzon as the best shooter. I like Neepkins. She got a bronze quick draw, but it's a high clip. It's like 44 point. It was stupid high. I think it was somewhere around like 45 last time I checked. I'll pull it up. I'll actually pull it up right now. But if somehow we manage to get Gianna, that would be different. I would not be against that because we actually do need more 3-point shooting on the Mystics. This would be a great ad because we're kind of good for the guard position. It would just all depend on, can she hang at the 2? Can she hang at the 3? Is her defense good enough? But I will take the 3-point threat. It's tough. Mystics, we can stack so much, but then we're really gonna have to cut some pieces off and decide, or what are we gonna do with Angsler? What are we gonna do with Jade? I think you gotta keep a player like Jade. Angsler's great. She's great defensively. When she's on, she's on. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. Maybe I mean Suge. I don't think you're keeping Suge because you got Georgia. You're probably gonna keep Jade over Suge. I think. And then you're getting rid of Steph. Steph not gonna be there. Are you keeping Alicia Clark? Are you making space? Will we have bigger roster sizes to the point where we can keep a player like Alicia Clark? Is it worth it to keep her on a roster spot? Yeah. So here's Gianna Neepkins. She shot 44.8% from three last season. Jeez, I'm red by. In 2022-2023, she only played 8 games in 2023-2024 season. In 2022-2023, she shot 42.3% from three. In her 2021-2022 season, she shot 38.4% from three. Like, she's getting better from three every season. She shot 54% in her 8 games in 2023, by the way. She's getting better every season from three. It's insane to be a guard. How tall she's 6 foot. That's the only problem. Sony's about like what? Sony's 6'1", 6'2". Gianna's 6 foot. If Neepkins can somehow hang at that 2 spot, I promise you, if she can hang at the 2 spot or at the 3 spot, I'm all for picking her up. She's a career 43.2% three-point shooter, a career 49.5% shooter on 11, 15, 17, 19 points per game across her 4 seasons at Utah. And she got one more season to go at UCLA. I don't see her number. Maybe her numbers might drop a little bit just because of all the talent on UCLA. But expect her clip to go up even higher, especially with the double teams they might have to throw at Lauren Betts. Yo, this all depends on her defense. This seriously all depends on her defense. I wouldn't be against having Neepkins in Washington. Moving on. Number 12, Connecticut Sun picking Iyanna Martin Carrion. Which school does she play for again? Who she play for? I don't know. I'm not sure about this player anyway, so I'm gonna move on. I'll look her up, but I'm gonna move on to the next one. At number 12, they have where are we on? Number 13. Sorry, Atlanta picking Ashlyn Jackson. I like it. I'm surprised. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with player expansion, roster expansion, and shit like this. If Ashlyn Jackson is a projected first round draft pick, Reagan Richardson should be on a WNBA team. I'm not. I just don't have any love spared for some of these senior players, man. Reagan Richardson. If you like Ashlyn Jackson, I feel like you would like a Reagan Richardson. Damn near kind of play the same way. But if you see the value in an Ashlyn Jackson, Reagan Richardson should be on a WNBA team. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this big ass pool of players that you don't need an expansion draft to select from. Who did I say I was going to look up again? Oh, yeah. Iyanna Moore. Oh, Notre Dame? Notre Dame got a projected first round draft pick on their team alongside Hannah Hidalgo. I don't know how good Notre Dame's going to do this season. I really don't. Losing Sonia Citron and Maddie Westfeld is kind of crazy. Let's see. Who are you? 5'8", averages of 12, 2, and 2 last season on 37% shooting, going in the first round. Was she injured? Let's see. Because I am not convinced with that stat line. Oh, no. I'm tripping. I'm so sorry. I'm tripping. This is Iyanna Moore. I'm tripping. I just brought up the wrong player. I was like, Vanderbilt, Iyanna Moore. I know this name. Iyanna Moore only. So you're telling me who is the player? Iyanna Moore, was she the one with like the locks and then she'd like wrap it in like the ponytail on top of her head? Who am I thinking about? Because I followed Vanderbilt because of Camille Pierre, but I'm trying to remember the damn players now. You had Kapanis, Blakes. Yanamura, she was the short one. I don't remember her. Maybe I'm thinking of a sophomore or something like that. Not a Yanamura. What was the other girl's name? Someone please remind me. I can see her face, but I can't remember her name. I pulled up the wrong player. What is this? Iana Carry On. My fault. Also confused by Notre Dame. Don't see none. Who is she? Is she overseas? Do I have to type in Martin? Hold on. I have to type in. Do I have to type in Martin? Okay, we don't know her. Sorry, Yana. I'll look you up later off stream. I'm gonna have to look you up off stream. Ashlyn Jackson. I like the pick of Ashlyn Jackson going to Atlanta. I could see her fitting in there. Again, you don't have to make up your mind. Because to me, she kind of is like a Shatori Walker Kimbrough, maybe less. No, she slashes. I'd say she's like could be a better version of Shatori Walker Kimbrough because she has a better shot. So you might be just getting an updated version of Shatori Walker Kimbrough, which I think would be pretty dope. And Atlanta does seem like a great fit for her too. You got Tahina Pow. You got some of the best players out of college. They could probably light some shit up themselves. If that your bench unit is actually looking kind of disgusting. ATL is stacking up a solid bench unit, especially if BG stays around to play another year. She is a career 36% shooter from three. She shot 37% from three last season. Let me see how many attempts. Is she getting busy? She shot 234 threes last season. Made 87 of them, 37%. Not bad. The only problem with Ashlyn Jackson is, because I actually do follow a couple of games from Duke, her I wouldn't say her patience, but her reading of the game. If Ashlyn Jackson had like a Sonia Citron level of IQ in terms of reading the game, she'd be okay. But her field goal percentage, she's a career 36.8% shooter. And I think that number correctly reflects, her IQ of how to get to her spots when she's open, which options to take, because she does kind of struggle with that. But I wouldn't mind seeing her in ATL, especially if you're just going to turn her into a sniper. She's about 6 foot. All you need her to do is guard, bring the ball up a couple of times, knock down a couple of threes. She'll be okay. At number 14, they have Kiki Rice going to Seattle. Kiki Rice falling to 14. Huh. We'll see. And then at number 15, they have Medina Okut, or Okut, getting selected by the Connecticut Sun. I think Medina, that's the player from South Carolina, correct? Kiki Rice to Seattle. I don't know if that's the pick they go with. And something tells me, or why are these players just not available? I'll look them up off. I'm gonna look them up off stream, yo. Kiki Rice, I feel like she might go higher. She might go higher in this draft, especially depending on the teams that are looking for a point guard or looking for someone to just bring the ball up who can still be a scoring threat at the one position. I think Kiki Rice is going to be that player. They're going to be like, oh, we just need a guard. I feel like Kiki Rice, I feel like she might be one of the expansion players. They'll start with her as their point guard. You feel me? Because she's reliable, and she could pop off whenever she wants. So I think they'll start with her at their point guard. That's all in terms of the 2026 ESPN WNBA mock draft. Obviously, this will look a little bit more clear as we go through the expansion draft and then the draft lottery, which is probably going to be in December as it was last year. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the live stream tonight. I appreciate y'all checking in. I told y'all I was going to do it tonight. We went over the mock draft. We went over all the WNBA awards. Kind of an extended live stream, so I appreciate you all rocking with me, engaging with the content. Hopefully you all are enjoying your Friday night. Make sure you enjoy your weekend. Take care of yourselves. Take care of other people. Stay safe. Stay blessed. It's been your boy, Hendrix. I will see you guys when I see you guys later. Peace.